Good morning. So it is a dreary, rainy day out here in Maryland. We had a lot of storms last night, so it's a coffee morning for me. That's why you saw my cup first thing in the morning. It is going to be quite a few cups of coffees this morning for me. So early this morning during my morning reading, every morning I spend 15 to 30 minutes going through Twitter, LinkedIn, and some other places to read articles, catch up, save things for reading later. And I happened across a post or reply to Karen Maloney's post, who started this challenge, this L&D video, 30-day video challenge, asking about personal knowledge management, PKM practices. So I thought I would share my morning practices or some of the things that I do and the tools that I use. One of the things that I do in the morning is I go to my social media feeds. So I check Instagram, I check Twitter and LinkedIn, see what's happening. I also search relevant hashtags, so things that I'm looking to follow on, whether it's a conference or something like this hashtag LDVid30, which is the challenge that I'm participating in. So that's the first thing I do. I save articles that I want to read later. The tool that I use when I want to save articles is Pocket. So I will go through and save things to my Pocket and tag them so that if I want to go back and quickly go through what's in my Pocket, I can find them by my tag, whether it's remote, blogs, books, you name it. I've got probably about 25 to 50 different tags. So Pocket, I go through and make sure I clean out my Pocket on a regular basis. So this is what's sitting in my Pocket right now. It could be tweets that I've looked at and I want to go back to. It could be an article, a video, something from LinkedIn, something from Twitter, something from the internet. So I make a practice. I clean it out every Friday, but I do go back to it throughout the day too. So if I have some time at lunch, I might go through my Pocket. Now, what I really like about this is I also have it set up so that anytime I favorite something in my Pocket, it automatically files it to Evernote. The way that I set it up to automatically save things I favorite, send them to a notebook in Evernote, is I use the if this then that, I think that's it, if this then that app. So actually it was a applet that was already out there, and I just selected that, turned it on, so that every time I favorite something in Pocket, it'll send it to my Evernote notebook. And these are things that I want to archive and save for later, and I have a process for going through those. So Pocket for me is really temporary storage, things that I want to quickly look at, or I'm not sure if I want to, and it's kind of where I go through and sift and make sense of things. And then if I want to keep them or take notes on them, or I take notes, I put my notes into Evernote. And then if I do want to keep them permanently or as long as they are around, then I will add them to my Evernote notebooks. Something else I do in the morning is, in addition to checking my social media, I also check out my feed on Anders Pink. So I use Anders Pink to look for articles on topics that I'm interested in. For example, I'm interested in working remotely, virtual teams. So I have a briefing set up. So basically it's looking for things related to remote work, and it gives me an aggregate of articles, and I just check that I don't always check it every day, but I check it probably about 3 times a week to see if there's some articles in there that I want to use, either personally or professionally. Maybe I want to share it on LinkedIn. Maybe it's something I want to keep for future use in my work, again, personally or professionally. It may sound like all of this takes me a long time, but it actually takes me no more than 15 to 30 minutes. Again, it's part of my morning routine that I've built in. So after I get up, work out, have my coffee, do my journaling, I sit down and spend some time just developing myself and checking out things that are of interest to me. And I make sure I don't go down any rabbit holes. That's what Pocket's for. And I have time set aside for that. What I didn't share is actually how I go about doing this. So I tend to surf using my iPad. So I'll look at articles, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of that using my iPad, and I have the Pocket app installed on my iPad. So what I'll do is when I see an article, website, link of interest, all I do is I use the share button and then I scroll over to Pocket. Sometimes I know if it's a permanent keeper, I'll send it right to Evernote, but generally I'll save it to Pocket. And what I like about it is I can click on the Save Pocket, and then I can say, yep, I want to add a tag, and that's when I have an opportunity to add a tag. So then I can leave it go. I don't have to think about it. I know it's gone right to Pocket, and then when I open up Pocket, it will download and open up for me. The other nice thing about Pocket is you can save things for offline reading. So I'll make sure that everything's downloaded before I go on a plane trip, and I can just sift through the articles while I'm. If I'm not on my iPad and I'm on my computer, I actually have a Chrome extension added onto my computer because I use Chrome for my web browser. So I can just click the Chrome extension. I have the little button that says Add to Pocket. So no matter where I am, I can always add things to Pocket or clip them into Evernote. But again, Pocket is kind of my way station. It's where I put things to review, and then they get archived and stored in Evernote. I seriously think that I might come back as a cat in my next life. I mean, really? This is me, dressed, drinking my coffee. This is her. Must be nice.